Hello everyone, and welcome to another enlightening episode of Secrets for a Happy Life podcast. I'm your host, Petra Kmetec-Bitens, and I am so grateful you're spending your time with me today. In this episode, we'll be exploring a practice that can truly reshape your inner world and help you navigate life's challenges with more grace and ease, with resilience, and this is self-compassion. If you've ever struggled with self-doubt, stress, or overwhelming pressure, this episode is for you, so listen carefully till the end because we'll have some really good practices also. Some people say we need to be harsh with ourselves because otherwise we won't achieve what we truly want. But is this correct? Is this absolutely true without a shadow of a doubt? Let's find out. But before we begin, I'd like to extend a heartfelt thank you for tuning in. Please follow, leave a comment, share this episode with friends, family, or anyone who might need a gentle reminder to be kind to themselves. Your support helps me reach more listeners and spread the message of self-compassion far and wide. And now let's dive in. Self-compassion is about treating yourself with the same care, kindness, and support that you would offer your best friend, your loved one. Think of a time you comforted a friend who was in distress. You likely listened attentively, acknowledged their pain, and offered supportive words. Self-compassion encourages you to do same for yourself, especially during life's tough moments. So why does self-compassion matter? If we put a little bit more self-compassion into our daily lives, this can reduce stress and anxiety. So by being kind to yourself instead of engaging in harsh self-talk, you lower stress hormones like cortisol, and this can lead to improved emotional well-being. Also, people who practice self-compassion bounce back faster from setbacks. Rather than delving on failure, they learn from it and move forward with less self-blame. So self-compassion, we can also say it's a healthy motivator because it doesn't let you off the hook. No, it helps you stay accountable without the destructive spiral of self-criticism. You're encouraged to do better because you believe in your own ability to grow. And this is so important. Researcher Dr. Christine Neff has done groundbreaking work on self-compassion, highlighting three essential components: self-kindness, common humanity, and mindfulness. We'll dive deeper into each of those to see how they can significantly boost your emotional resilience and overall happiness. Yes, it's possible. So let's take a look what she's talking about. So, self-kindness means that instead of beating yourself up for every mistake, speak to yourself with the warmth and encouragement you'd offer to your best friend. Remember, we all mess up sometimes. That's just part of being human, and it's okay if we do. So bring that self-compassion, also self-kindness to yourself. The other thing is that when we are feeling isolated, that can magnify pain. And realizing that struggle is a universal human experience reminds you that you're never truly alone in your difficulties. So this is something also worth to remember. And the third thing is mindfulness, and mindfulness involves observing your thoughts and emotions without judgment. This helps you recognize painful feelings without letting them overwhelm or define you. So when combined, these three elements foster an attitude that's both gentle and empowering, enabling you to respond to challenges with more balance and insight. But before we move on, let me share a quick story. A client of mine told me about a time she prepared a meal for her family. but accidentally she burned the main dish. So instead of recognizing it as a simple mistake, something any of us can do and it happens, she spiraled down into this harsh self-criticism, telling herself she was useless, she never can do anything right, why does she even bother? But after reminding herself on what we were discussing about self-compassion, self-kindness, and how to be more gentle with yourself, she realized she could treat that same mistake the same way she would if a friend had burned the dinner. With a bit of humor, understanding, and the knowledge that a burned dish doesn't define her worth. So that small shift completely changed her mood and her ability to enjoy the rest of the evening. She ordered food in and they enjoyed it as nothing would have happened. So it's possible to shift our mindset, it's possible to shift our mood with a little bit of self-compassion when something goes wrong, because in this time of our lives, many things can go wrong. A lot of us grew up hearing phrases like no pain, no gain, or tough love is the best love. As a result, we may think that being overly harsh or critical to ourselves will lead to higher levels of achievements. This might be true, so let's explore this mindset. First is possible benefits of being hard on yourself is we are setting high standards. So people who are self-critical, they often maintain these high standards and may be driven to do their best work. The second one is boosting short-term motivation. So a jolt of harsh self-talk can sometimes push someone through to complete a task or to hit a deadline. And it is a good thing to implement sometimes in our daily routine. And the third is getting societal validation. So culturally, many environments reward those who show relentless effort, even at the cost of their well-being. But now let's take a look what are the pitfalls of this mindset. Because nothing is only positive, we can always have to look at both sides of it. If you are overly critical to yourself, this can lead to burnout. So because of this constant self-criticism, this can lead to chronic stress and anxiety and ultimately also burnout. Over time, negative self-talk can erode confidence and amplify feelings of guilt or shame, and we try to avoid those. And being overcritical to yourself is ineffective in the long run. Research shows that while harshness might provide a short-term push, it is not sustainable for long-term growth or happiness. And there is this fine line, knowing when to push and when to show compassion to yourself. One little tip can be that you check your emotional state. If you feel a spike of stress, self-doubt, or anxiety, it might be time to pause and apply self-compassion. But when you're calm and confident, it's easier to discern healthy motivation from relentless self-criticism. You can also reflect on your goals and ask yourself, am I driving myself forward because I genuinely want to improve, or because I'm afraid of failure or judgment? And this is a big one. Why am I striving forward? You have to know that balance is always the key. You can still have high aspirations while showing yourself a bit more kindness. A supportive internal dialogue generally leads to more consistent motivation and better mental health. So that is why it's important to be a little bit more self-compassionate with yourself. We were talking now a lot about self-compassion, but let's look what science say about self-compassion. Multiple studies by Dr. Christine Neff and other researchers link high self-compassion to lower rates of anxiety and depression. There was a study in the journal Clinical Psychology Review, and they found that self-compassion is strongly associated with emotional resilience and overall sense of satisfaction. People who regularly practice self-compassion, they report increased motivation. They tend to persist with their goals because they aren't bogged down by harsh internal criticism. It's easy to assume that being self-compassionate means ignoring your problems, but it's actually the opposite. By acknowledging your difficulties with understanding and kindness, you're better equipped to address them constructively. If you are currently in distress, these findings are especially relevant. Self-compassion can serve as a lifeline, offering a mental and emotional cushion to help you cope with challenging circumstances. And now we came to the good part of this episode. So yeah, it's finally here. I will share you some practical exercises you can use right away to cultivate greater self-compassion. They are easy to do, easy to work with, and just use them when you feel down or use them as a daily practice, however you like. You can use them whenever you catch yourself in rumination on some past event that you are punishing yourself for it. You know, it already happened. You can do anything about it. So better to learn from it and make sure that the next time it will be different. But now you can use one of the next practices I will share with you. The first practice you can use is supportive touch. So physical gestures can have a profound calming effect on your nervous system. You can hug yourself or place a hand on your heart, or you can gently rub your arms when you are feeling stressed. All those comforting touch signals your body to relax and releases oxytocin, often called the love hormone, which promotes feelings of safety and warmth. You can also try giving yourself a gentle hug or resting your hands over your belly. Practice noticing any soothing sensations that arise. The next technique is the self-compassionate break. Acknowledge you're feeling discomfort or stress. Name the emotion. So, I'm feeling sadness or I'm feeling overwhelmed. The next thing you can do is remind yourself of common humanity. I'm not alone. Many people feel like this sometimes. Many people right now feel they are overwhelmed or they feel sad or they feel in distress. They are in distress. Now place a hand on your heart or use another form of supportive touch and say something kind to yourself. May I be kind to myself in this moment. May I give myself the understanding I need. And just feel it. Feel what those words mean to you, how you get them. You can also do mindful journaling, and I use this a lot. So you can write down situations that are upsetting you along with the emotions you feel. And you can ask yourself, how can I respond more kindly to those feelings? This exercise helps you become aware of unhelpful patterns and invites you to choose a more compassionate response. You can also use guided meditations. So maybe you can set aside 5 or 10 minutes each day to practice focused breathing and self-compassionate meditations. You can find them a lot, tons of them on YouTube or in meditation apps. There are really a lot of those. You can also visualize a warm, comforting light in your chest, like feeling that something is radiating from inside you out. Inhale kindness and exhale judgment or negativity. And if during the meditation your mind wanders, gently guide your attention back to your breath and affirm, I am worthy of compassion. Because yes, you are. You can also use daily affirmations. So you can speak them out or you can write them down. You can write statements like, I am worthy of love. I forgive myself for my mistakes. Or, I choose kindness over judgment. Over time, these affirmations can help replace negative self-talk with a more supportive inner dialogue. Each of these practices is a small but powerful way to integrate self-compassion into your daily life. Even just 1 or 2 minutes a day They can make a significant difference in your mental and emotional well-being. So do them. Pick up one and start practicing. Because now we've seen how can we bring a bit more self-compassion into our lives. Know that self-compassion isn't a luxury. It's an essential component of a fulfilling life. When you recognize your shared humanity, when you treat yourself with more kindness and remain mindful of your experience, both good and bad, you give yourself space to grow. You give yourself space to heal. If you're feeling called to start or deepen your self-compassion journey, pick one exercise that resonates with you and try it for the next week. Just one. Don't do all of them. Pick one and do it for a week. And notice how your body and mind respond. Do you feel a bit more lighter, a bit more hopeful, more cheerful, perhaps more grounded? I do those exercises regularly and they really help me a lot, especially in tough times. And I'd love to hear from you, from your experiences. So please follow this podcast, leave a comment, or share this episode with whoever you think that they will find it useful. By spreading the word, you're also helping others discover the transformative power of self-compassion. So thank you. And thank you also for joining me on this short exploration of self-compassion. Remember, you are worthy of your own kindness, especially during the most challenging moments. By practicing self-compassion, you'll find a sense of resilience and peace that can guide you toward a more joyful life. Until next time on Secrets for a Happy Life podcast, be kind to yourself and keep spreading compassion to those around you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.